If you're a fitness studio owner who hates working 14-hour days, who doesn't want to deal with poor lead quality, and is struggling to build a team that helps them scale the business so they don't have to be in it every day, then this video is for you. We're going to break down how I was able to do this with 15 studios, along with all these fitness studio owners that you see on here, build what we call a freedom business. A business that gets us the money that we desire, the impact we want to make, and gives us the peace in our lives that we are truly trying to obtain. Now, if you're a fitness studio owner, you're making less than $40,000 a month, you're an absentee owner, meaning you're not involved in the business, you don't have a team, you don't have any structure of a team, you can't handle swearing, you can't be told direct things, and you just are a victim of life, then please get off the video. This is not for you. If you're the opposite of all those things, I'm super excited to have you in this video. We're going to help you out, solve a lot of problems so you can build the business that you truly deserve to have. My name is Giuseppe Malone. I've been in the industry for over 12 years. I've done everything from clean toilets, manage studios, sell 10,000 memberships over my career, director of ops for some of the top brands in the industry, buying studios, doing acquisitions, doing flip arounds, and currently working with fitness studio owners to help them build the freedom business that they truly deserve. So, with that being said, let's get into exactly how we do that. Now, as we take a step back, we have to understand that there are constraints in your business. Okay? I think if you're watching this, you're pretty clear you know that there's constraints in your business. But we have to talk about what these constraints are, okay? What are these constraints? Well, the first constraint, okay, that helps us unlock in building a freedom business is understanding that you don't have any lead flow. Maybe you're getting leads every other day. Maybe you're getting them once in a while. Maybe the leads are just fake. Like they're not even any good. They're XYZ at abcdefg.com. That's a problem. So the milestone that we want to achieve in order to get away from this no lead flow is we want daily lead flow. We want leads daily. We don't want them weekly. We don't want them monthly. We want a bunch of leads daily. How do we generate daily lead flow? Well, you need to focus on two things, okay? The two things you need to focus on is you need to build your local audience. You have to get people in your local community to know what you're about and actually give a shit, okay? If I were to give a great example, restaurants. There's a bunch of restaurants in Arizona and Scottsdale that are considered a specific sports team. There's a Steelers restaurant. There's a Giants restaurant. So what's the big deal with that? Well, if you're a sports fan, you understand a little bit of sports teams. You would know that the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers are not based in Arizona. That means that these owners realize that the communities that they're building their business in are fans of these teams that may not be the Arizona Cardinals, right? So they designed the studios the restaurants to be affiliated with those sports teams to draw more attention. And as a result, they got more people coming in. It's their team's bar. It's their sports bar. They built an identity. They're not just some bar where you can buy a beer and watch the game. It's my bar, the Giants bar, where I get to watch my Giants every Sunday and bring my friends and family. That's more revenue for the business. But the point is to get people coming in because they're building their local audience. You have to find things that relate to the audience. Do not just talk about your intro offer. Do not just talk about how your heart rate is important and you should work out there at your gym because it has treadmills and heart rate detection. No, you got to connect with your local audience. The second thing you got to do is you got to create demand. Creating demand, again, goes back to the intro offer thing. You're not offering an intro offer and that's not going to create demand. No one cares about your intro offer, okay? Hate to tell you this, but the intro offer is dead, okay? No longer works. Why? Because the art of reciprocity for an intro offer doesn't work. An intro offer is simply just a free trial that every gym in your area is doing. You have to be different. You can't give shit away for free and think you're going to get something of value back if the thing you're giving away for free is complete shit. So you have to be able to create demand. How we can create demand is by positioning and creating really good messaging that tells people they need to take an action now. Creating scarcity, urgency, anything that creates this idea that I need to get in shape now and that your studio is the solution for me. If you master those two things, you're going to get daily lead flow. Now, how we do this with our clients and how I was able to do this with my studios that I operated was with the local inbound engine and the beast mode marketing. With the local inbound engine, we were able to get cold audiences in our local areas to know what we're about. It's a strategic way of running paid ads. It's not that complicated, but it's about the creative, and the creative connects with the local audience. So we install that, and you're getting leads daily, okay? Then you have the beast mode marketing. The beast mode marketing is all focused about creating that persuasive type content, the content that gets people to go into a buying decision versus your stupid TikTok dancing videos that literally do nothing but get a bunch of views. I want to make it very clear. A bunch of views does not mean a bunch of sales. Okay? You don't need to be chasing views. You need to be chasing really good messaging. And that's what the beast mode marketing does. We know this because one of our clients here, Patrick, got 100 members in 90 minutes. 100 members in 90 minutes, okay? Utilizing these strategies. We create the demand and we build the local audience. We're not going to have problems getting leads coming in, okay? So that's your first constraint, that if you do these two things, you're going to solve it. You're going to be good to go. The second constraint that you're going to be dealing with, okay? You're probably dealing with this is no sales consistency. What is sales consistency? Nobody's showing up for your intro offer. Nobody's responding to your calls. People come in and try your class and then they say they need to think about it. You're offering a promo, nobody wants to buy. Some people buy, some people don't. Or you have that one employee that's really good at sales and everybody else sucks. There's no consistency. We want consistency in the sales process. So the milestone that we're trying to achieve here is sales daily. If we can get sales daily, that means we have a form of sales consistency. So how do you build consistency in sales? You need to be able to streamline it, and you need to be able to drive campaigns. When you streamline sales, that means you have a process in place, a way to be able to predictably get the same outcome every single time. The top brands in the world have these processes streamlined because they realize that streamlining it is not only going to be the most effective way to get the most sales, but it's going to be the most effective way to identify what is wrong. The top brands understand this. That is why they have these processes in place. Okay? Most franchises claim to have these, but they're so outdated and so crappy that they don't work anymore. And they expect you to make up the new one. And that's the whole other problem. That's a different story, okay? But then we also have to be able to drive campaigns. Driving campaigns means that you're going to have, I don't care who you are, you're not going to close 100% of your deals. If you're closing 100% of your deals, your price is too low and it doesn't make any sense. You're going to have people fall off in your sales process. We need to have campaigns and abilities to bring them back in, to hook them in, come back and take on the offer in a new and different perspective, right? Sometimes we call this reactivation campaigns, where we're calling people and reaching out to people who used to be members of our studio. The problem is you don't know what to say other than the promo. No one cares about the promo because they feel like you're just asking for money. So you need to be able to streamline the sales process and appropriately drive campaigns that get people to respond. How we do that for our clients is we have what we call the hook and book. Okay, the hook and book gets people to respond. We had an Orange Theory client work with us. they were getting, I think, like 60% responses from their outreach. We changed and added the hook and book to them, 95% response rate. All of a sudden, more intros to book, which guess what that means? More sales, right? The hook and book is super powerful. But the most powerful thing here is the sales by service system. The sales by service system, if out of all these things here, is the one thing that will guarantee that your member base and your sales will grow dramatically. Okay, Sydney over here, she literally sold an 8-time-a-month membership over the phone to someone who's never been to a class or been to a studio. I want you guys to understand this. They've never been to a class and they've never been to the studio. You are struggling getting people to take on your intro offer. Sydney was able to close somebody at $300 a month without having them come into the studio or deal with a promo or try a class. That's how powerful the sales by service system is. It changes everything. My team sold 7 memberships in the last 7 days, with 2 yesterday, 2 today. The momentum is building in 2026. The sales by service system completely changes everything in how you deliver sales because it's a process, okay? So you need to streamline sales and you need to drive the campaigns. Finally, the final constraint that you're dealing with in your business. This one is one that gets a little bit overlooked. You don't have a retention system. You know that retention's important. You know that it's important. You understand that retaining your clients is what's going to help you grow. But if you don't have a system in place that's more than just low utilization calls, then you're never going to be able to achieve the milestone that we want to achieve, which the milestone here that we want to achieve is net member growth monthly. We want to grow the studio every month. So how do we do this? Okay. Well, there's 2 ways to do this. You need to be able to design the journey for your clients and you need to coach them through it. There are so many situations, not many brands do this, where someone signs up for a membership, they sign up for a premier membership, they're super excited, they're ready to rock and roll, and then they fall off after month 3. Why do they fall off after month 3? Because they have no idea what the journey is supposed to be. They have no expectation of what it's going to be like. You're literally sending them to the ocean and telling them to get to the other side, to another country, another continent, and they're just like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just floating away in the ocean. Am I going in the right direction? And guess what's going to happen? They're going to try to turn around, go back, and cancel, whatever. Same thing with the gym world, right? People are going to cancel their membership because their journey wasn't designed for them. So you have to be able to articulate what they're going to experience in the next 6 months, what their journey is going to be like in terms of hitting their fitness goals. If you're able to design their journey, you're going to be able to they're going to be able to understand where they need to go, and they will stay a lot longer. We also then need to coach them through. Low utilization calls are also a joke in the idea of waking the sleeping bear, meaning you're going to call people who barely come in. They find out that, I forgot I had a membership. I need to cancel. So you're waking the sleeping bear. That's the worst position to be in. You need to be able to coach them through. Your team should be able to understand how to reach out to these people. And when you're coaching them through, it's because we've designed their journey. So we understand where they're at and where they want to be. And when we follow up with them, it's way more personalized. It's so clear and helpful for what they need. And so if you design their journey and you coach them through, you're going to be able to grow your net member growth monthly. And so how we do that for our clients is we have the QLTT framework, which is how we coach people through. We have the proper way of communication. We want to personalize it, and there is an art in how we communicate with people so that they feel the impact and are more committed to their goals. And then we have the nurture culture system that's not just designed to keep members happy, but to keep your staff happy. If we have a happy staff, we have a happy team and a team that scales. Great example is Chrissy. Chrissy's up here. Chrissy has been in the industry for over 8 years, and her team has been on and off. It's been a tough struggle, and she's been having a hard time keeping members. We installed this system. She added an additional $20,000 in her month and was able to go on vacation to Italy while the studio was working without her being there. How many of you guys want to be able to take a vacation without having to put out fires, without having to worry about anything? Chrissy didn't have to worry about anything. That's how powerful these systems are. So if you look at this for what it is, in order to build that freedom, we need to have daily lead flow, we need to have sales daily, and we need to be net member growth monthly. You need to be able to build that local audience. You need to be able to create demand. You got to streamline the sales process and drive proper campaigns. And then you need to design the journey for every client and coach them through. You need to install these things. Now, the things in blue and orange are what we call our studio operating system. This is what we give our clients so that they don't have to do all the work themselves. They can literally take it and we help them implement it into their business. Now, you have everything that you need to do to run the business. You know exactly what needs to be taking place. But let's just be honest, you don't have a lot of time. I mean, committing already 16 minutes to this video was a long period of time for you. So you have an option. Option one, you do all this on your own. I promise, if you do this, I believe you're capable of doing this. You will see a dramatic growth in your business. But it's going to take you a long time. I've been in this game for over 12 years. It's taken me a long time to understand these things and build these things out. The other option is you book a call with me. We look at your business and we see if this makes sense to add into your business. And if it does, we work together for 4-5 months, have fun, implement these things, help you build the freedom business that you want. So if you're interested in having that conversation where we could break down your business and see if we're the right fit for you to help you scale where you want to be and build that freedom business that you deserve, DM me on Instagram 32 or click the link down below. Or if you're on our page, just hit the book a call button and you'll be all set to go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.